7 exercises you will regret ignoring in 10 years. What if I told you that you might be just a few simple movements away from avoiding a wheelchair in the future? Sounds exaggerated, I know. But the truth is that 78% of people over 65 suffer serious falls. And most of these falls happen precisely because they ignored signals their body had been giving for years. You know that difficulty getting up from a chair? That imbalance when climbing stairs? It's not just age catching up. With just 15 minutes a day, within your own home, without spending a penny on equipment, you can recover up to 80% of the strength and balance you had years ago, maintaining longevity for much longer. Before we begin, please tell us through the comments your name and the city from where you're watching our content. We'd love to know. Exercise number 1, lateral crossover walk. The lateral crossover walk is a movement that dates back to ancient military training practices, where motor coordination was valued as much as brute strength. This exercise seems simple, but don't be fooled into thinking it's just another walking variation. The benefits of this movement are extraordinary, especially for maintaining functional independence as the years go by. The lateral crossover walk intensely works the coordination between brain hemispheres, significantly improving balance and proprioception, your ability to know where your body is in space without needing to look. A study published in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research demonstrated that regular practitioners of the lateral crossover walk showed an improvement of up to 47% in stability during rapid direction changes, compared to groups that performed only traditional walking. The same study indicated a 38% reduction in fall risk for elderly individuals who included this exercise in their routine for just 8 weeks. To perform it correctly, start standing with feet aligned with shoulders. Take a lateral step with your right leg and then cross your left leg behind. Continue alternating for 10 to 15 steps for each side. The secret is to keep the core activated throughout the movement, which means keeping the abdomen slightly contracted. Keep your gaze fixed forward and not at the floor. This will force your body to develop better balance. To intensify this exercise, you can add a mini resistance band around your ankles, increase the speed of the movement, or include coordinated arm movements. I recommend 3 to 4 sets of 10 to 15 steps for each side, with rest of 30 to 45 seconds between sets. A common mistake is allowing the trunk to rotate excessively during the movement. Your torso should remain facing forward throughout the exercise. Another frequent error is taking steps that are too short, which significantly reduces the benefits. Aim for a comfortable but challenging amplitude. This exercise is generally safe for everyone, but people with serious knee problems should start with smaller steps and gradually increase as confidence and strength improve. If you feel joint pain during the movement, reduce the amplitude until you find a comfortable zone. Exercise number 2, Superman. The Superman exercise received its name inspired by the flying position of the famous comic book hero, but its origin goes back to posterior chain strengthening practices used in physical therapy for decades. What makes this exercise particularly valuable is its ability to simultaneously strengthen several areas often neglected. Superman offers extraordinary benefits for the lower back, glutes, and hamstrings, precisely the muscle groups that weaken the most over time due to sedentary lifestyle and long hours of sitting. The beauty of this exercise lies in its ability to strengthen the spinal erectors, crucial muscles for maintaining proper posture and preventing chronic lower back pain. To perform it correctly, lie face down on a mat or comfortable surface. Stretch your arms above your head, keeping them aligned with your ears. In a coordinated movement, simultaneously raise your arms and legs a few inches from the floor, keeping your neck neutral. Hold this position for 3 to 5 seconds and then slowly return to the starting position. An error I see many people make is hyperextending the neck, looking forward during the movement. This puts unnecessary pressure on the cervical vertebrae. Remember that the chin should remain slightly tucked, as if you were holding a small orange between your chin and chest. Another common mistake is trying to lift the limbs too high. It's not necessary to create an exaggerated arch in the spine. An elevation of 4 to 6 inches from the floor is enough to obtain all the benefits. I recommend starting with 3 sets of 8 to 10 repetitions, maintaining the elevated position for 3 to 5 seconds in each repetition. Rest 45 to 60 seconds between sets. To progress, You can increase the hold time to up to 10 seconds, or add small pulses in the elevated position. Superman is generally safe for most people, but those with acute lower back pain or herniated discs should consult a healthcare professional before starting. A useful modification for beginners is to perform the movement alternating sides, thus reducing the load on the lower back region. When you include Superman in your routine, you're essentially creating a protective shield for your spine, something your body will immensely appreciate in the coming decades. Exercise number 3, mountain climbers. Mountain climbers have an interesting history. Originally used as part of military training to develop agility on irregular terrain, this exercise gained popularity in modern functional training for its efficiency in working multiple body systems simultaneously. The benefits of mountain climbers are extraordinarily comprehensive. Besides strengthening the core, this exercise intensely works the shoulders, chest, quadriceps, and glutes. What many people don't know is that this is one of the most complete exercises for cardiovascular health that you can do at home. Research published in the International Journal of Exercise Science demonstrated that 4 minutes of mountain climbers at a moderate pace elevate heart rate to 79% of maximum, placing the exercise in the ideal zone for cardiovascular conditioning. The study also revealed that participants who included this exercise 3 times a week for 8 weeks showed an average reduction of 4.2% in systolic blood pressure and an 11% improvement in cardiorespiratory capacity. To perform it correctly, start in the plank position, with hands aligned under the shoulders and the body forming a straight line from head to heels. Bring one knee at a time toward your chest, alternating legs as if you were climbing. The secret is to keep the hips stable without swinging up and down during the movement. A common mistake is allowing the hips to rise during the exercise, which reduces core work and increases stress on the shoulders. Another frequent error is performing the movement too quickly, sacrificing quality for speed. For beginners, I recommend starting with 3 sets of 30 seconds, with 30 seconds of rest between sets. As fitness improves, increase to 45 to 60 seconds per set. To intensify, you can increase the speed or elevate your feet on a low platform, increasing resistance. This exercise may be contraindicated for people with serious wrist or shoulder problems. A useful adaptation is to perform the movement supporting your forearms on the floor instead of your hands, thus reducing pressure on the wrists. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Having constant access to science-based information is what will help you progress with long-term health in the world of bodybuilding. Exercise number 4, Bulgarian split squat. The Bulgarian split squat, also known as the elevated lunge, was popularized by Bulgarian Olympic weightlifting coaches in the 1980s. They realized that this exercise generated exceptional development of unilateral leg strength, something critical for balance between body hemispheres. This exercise is superior to the classic squat because it strengthens the legs unilaterally, without compensations that cause imbalances between sides. When you train each leg individually, you eliminate the possibility of one leg compensating for the weakness of the other, something extremely common in bilateral exercises like the traditional squat. The benefits of the Bulgarian split squat are impressive, especially for people over 40. It deeply strengthens the quadriceps, glutes, and hip stabilizers, drastically improving balance, a fundamental component to prevent falls as age advances. Additionally, unilateral work helps correct asymmetries we develop throughout life, reducing the risk of injuries. To perform it correctly, position yourself standing about 24 to 28 inches away from a bench, sofa, or stable chair. Place the top of your back foot on the elevated surface, keeping your body weight on the front leg. Maintaining an upright torso, descend by flexing the front knee until it forms approximately a 90-degree angle. Then return to the starting position. An error I frequently see is allowing the front knee to go beyond the line of the toes, which increases stress on the joint. Another common mistake is excessively leaning the torso forward, which reduces work on the quadriceps and increases tension in the lower back. I recommend starting with 2 to 3 sets of 8 to 10 repetitions for each leg, with 60 seconds of rest between sets. As strength increases, you can progress by adding weight or increasing the number of repetitions up to 12 to 15 per set. It's important to note that people with knee instability should start with modified versions. such as the partial Bulgarian squat, where the descent is limited, reducing the range of motion. Individuals with serious balance problems should start with the support of a wall or stable furniture for greater safety. You'll know you're doing it right when you feel intense work in the quadriceps and glute of the front leg, maintaining controlled and stable movement throughout the execution. Exercise number 5, single leg stand. Standing on one leg may seem trivial at first glance, but it's one of the most powerful exercises for developing balance and proprioception. This practice has deep roots in various traditions, from ancient yoga to modern neuromuscular rehabilitation protocols. The benefits of this simple exercise are vastly underestimated. It deeply activates the hip, ankle, and knee stabilizers, strengthening muscles that are rarely recruited in conventional exercises. What makes this exercise particularly valuable is its ability to improve neuromuscular connections, essential for preventing falls, one of the main causes of hospitalization in people over 60. To perform it correctly, start standing, preferably barefoot or with thin-soled footwear to maximize sensory feedback. Distribute your weight equally between both feet. Slightly activate your core and fix your gaze on a point in front of you. Slowly raise one foot off the ground, keeping the knee of the supporting leg slightly flexed. Try to maintain this position for 30 seconds initially. For beginners, I recommend starting with 3 sets of 15 to 20 seconds on each leg, with 30 seconds of rest between attempts. As balance improves, gradually increase to 30, 45, and eventually 60 seconds. To intensify the exercise, you can close your eyes, perform small movements with the free leg, or add an unstable surface, such as a cushion under the supporting foot. A common mistake is holding your breath during the exercise, which increases tension and impairs balance. Maintain natural and controlled breathing. Another frequent error is fixing your gaze on the floor. Looking at a fixed point ahead significantly improves stability. This exercise is generally safe for everyone, but people with severe balance conditions should start close to a wall or chair for support in case of imbalance. Individuals with severe joint problems in the knees, hips, or ankles may need modified versions with reduced time or constant support. Remember that progress in balance is gradual. It's normal to oscillate at the beginning. With consistent practice, you'll notice significant improvements not only in the time you can maintain the position, but in the quality and stability of your balance. Exercise number 6, isometric push-ups. Isometric push-ups represent a differentiated approach to the traditional push-up exercise. While the conventional push-up involves dynamic movement, the isometric version focuses on sustaining the position, creating constant tension in the muscles without joint movement. The benefits of isometric push-ups are particularly relevant for people over 40. This exercise deeply strengthens the shoulder stabilizers, helping prevent common injuries such as rotator cuff syndrome. Additionally, isometric work has proven extremely effective for developing sustaining strength, essential for daily activities such as carrying groceries or lifting objects. A study published in the Journal of Applied Physiology demonstrated that isometric training resulted in 27% more functional strength gain in adults over 55 when compared to traditional dynamic training. Even more impressive, participants showed a 34% improvement in joint stability after 12 weeks of regular isometric training. To perform it correctly, start in the traditional push-up position, with hands slightly wider than shoulder width. If you're beginning, you can support your knees on the floor to reduce the load. Lower until a position where your elbows form approximately a 90-degree angle and simply maintain this position. The core should be activated, maintaining a straight line from head to heels. A common mistake is allowing the hips to drop or rise during the hold. Another frequent error is holding your breath. Maintain controlled breathing throughout the hold. For beginners, I recommend starting with 3 sets of 10 to 15-second holds, with 45 seconds of rest between sets. As strength increases, progress to holds of 20, 30, and eventually 45 seconds. To intensify, you can raise one leg off the floor during the hold, create small pulses, or use unstable platforms such as balls or cushions under your hands. This exercise may be contraindicated for people with wrist, elbow, or shoulder injuries. A useful adaptation is to perform the exercise against the wall, standing, which significantly reduces the load on the upper limbs while maintaining many of the benefits. When you include isometric push-ups in your routine, You're essentially creating a protective shield for the upper body, something that will prevent pain and injuries in the coming years. Exercise number 7, calf raises. Calf raises are often underestimated, but represent one of the most important exercises for health and longevity. This simple movement intensely works the gastrocnemius, a vital muscle group not only for aesthetics, but mainly for function. Many people don't know that the calf is considered the second heart of the body, explaining how it helps pump blood back to the heart against gravity. With aging, the efficiency of this pumping naturally decreases, potentially leading to circulatory problems such as varicose veins and ankle edema. Regular strengthening of the calves can significantly minimize these problems. The benefits of this exercise go far beyond circulation. Strong calves drastically improve balance and stability during walking and running, reducing the risk of falls. Additionally, as calves are predominantly composed of slow-twitch fibers, strengthening them contributes to overall endurance during daily activities. To perform it correctly, position yourself standing with the front part of your feet on a step or elevation, leaving the heels free. Hold on to something stable to maintain balance if necessary. Lower your heels as much as possible, feeling a stretch in your calves, and then raise onto the tips of your toes as high as you can. The complete movement should be controlled, without impulses or sudden movements. I recommend starting with 3 sets of 15 to 20 repetitions, with 45 seconds of rest between sets. As strength increases, you can add weight, increase the number of repetitions, or perform the exercise on one leg at a time. To obtain maximum benefits, it's important to vary between foot positions to target all muscle portions. This ensures balanced and complete development. A common mistake is not exploring the full range of motion, both in the descent and the ascent. Another frequent error is performing the exercise too quickly, which significantly reduces its benefits. This exercise is generally safe for most people, but individuals with serious Achilles tendon problems should be cautious and possibly consult a healthcare professional before starting. A useful adaptation for those with limitations is to perform the movement without the elevation, simply rising and lowering on flat ground. The beauty of this exercise lies in its simplicity and practicality. You can perform it while waiting for the elevator, brushing your teeth, or watching television, easily integrating calf strengthening into your daily routine. If you like this and also want to discover 6 isometric postures that completely change the lower part of your body, also to do at home, we have a video appearing right now on the screen showing each one of them better. Don't miss it. Thank you for watching this far, and may God bless you, my friend.